So summer TBR didn't go amazing, so now we're gonna try fall and a twist of D&D. So I did my summer TBR, I showed you that video. I showed you I had 30 books, which could have been really easy with 10 books to read for each month of summer, June, July, and August. Excuse my husband, he's mowing the lawn. Should have been really easy. Didn't want to read some months, and then other months I just didn't want to read what was off of the list. A lot of them got moved onto the fall TBR, so I'll be going over that as well. So it's a 40% success rate. Didn't do amazing. It's fine. Also with my Shrek readathon, I only got like 2 or 3 of them done. Still working on one of them. I don't think I'm gonna finish any more books by the time August is over. It is currently August 30th. However, the creator that did the Shrek readathon with her Patreon, Tori Between the Pages, also came out with a D&D TBR game that I absolutely love. And I'm going to be doing that. But first, let's go over my fall TBR. A lot of things are the same. It is 31 books now for me to read from September, October to the end of November. December is gonna be its whole other thing. That's like the final stretch for the end of the year to hopefully get some of my goals done. So 31 books over 3 months. Again, I don't think it's that bad, but we will see, because I'm also teaching. I'm back at school. We have our fall play, all that kind of stuff. So I'm usually still pretty good about still reading. It's just a matter of how many books I will still read. So for summer leftovers, we still have the Percy Jackson series. I did not read another book. I'm still on the 4th one, Battle of the Labyrinth. However, I'm currently reading it, so yay. We're gonna get back on track with that. So I have that one, and then Last Olympian, all of Heroes of Olympus, and then the 2 new books, Chalice of the Gods and Wrath of the Triple Goddess. So that's a good chunk. But some other summer leftovers are The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, as well as just reading the Little Mermaid tale that's in my Little Mermaid and Other Tales book. I just need to read the Little Mermaid one. That I think will definitely get done because it's pretty short and we're going to be doing Little Mermaid in the spring, so I'm going to want to prepare ahead of time. Hopefully that does not mean that I push it off until December. Hopefully I can get it done in these 3 months. There are some other summer leftovers, but I liked them in the other categories instead, so you'll see those. Series progress, I have a lot of books in this that I want to continue the series of. Some of them are finishing a series, so we love that. One of them being Vengeance of the Pirate Queen. Want to finish that series, that's the last one. Bloodmarked, I need to get on my Legend board and game. I don't have the 3rd one that came out this year. I only have the 2nd one on this list because let's just pace ourselves. Somewhere Beyond the Sea, still need to read that. In my rereads, you'll see later, I still have House on the Cerulean Sea that I want to reread, and then I can go immediately into that. So that's what's keeping me back. Prince of Thorns and Nightmares, still on here. The House Witch, that's starting a new series, but it's on my 25 and 25. Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. I really want to read those books so then I can justify getting the 3rd book to finish that series. And Ruin and Rising is actually the 3rd Shadow and Bone book, and it ends that trilogy, so I'll be done with that, and then maybe I can start the duology that comes after. Not the Six of Crows duology, I've already read that. The one that comes after that. Fairy Loot progress. I need to get a lot of Fairy Loot books done. I am over halfway on my goal of reading all of the books that I got from Fairy Loot last year and then half of the ones this year. That's 14 books. I am at 7 of them read, so I'm halfway done. So that's great. And a couple of the books that have come in the past few months I really want to read. So Gifted and Talented, I'm still currently reading that. I still have like 300 pages left. That's why I'm like, it's not gonna get done by tomorrow night. A Dance of Lies, I'm gonna read that one. The Night and the Moth, Gods Below, and Catabasis, which was the one that I got in August. I wanna read that one. Rereads, House on the Cerulean Sea, as well as Book Lovers. I did reread Beach Read. So that's kind of like prompted me to really want to get Book Lovers in as well. So then my Emily Henry rereads are done. So then I can have my final Emily Henry ranking of the books that I've read from her. Standalones, Night Circus, Juniper Bean Resorts to Murder. Both of those are on my 25 and 25, and they also just feel very spooky fall time. And then I also have The Lost Story because that book has been staring at me on my bookshelf ever since I got it like last month. And I really want to read it, and it looks so small, and I really I want to read it. And it feels like a comforting read for the fall. The 3 book club book picks. So we already have our pick for September. We don't know it for October or November yet. We do it kind of month by month. They are also included in this, and that's a guaranteed 3 books that I know I will read because I've been very good about reading all of my book club picks this year. Yay. And reading them on time. I've been really good about that. So the September pick is another nonfiction book, is Who Do You Think I Am? It's about narcissists and narcissism. I don't know the full title, but that's what the book is. It was my friend Megan. It was one of her picks. That's the Fall TBR. 31 books. I think we can do it. To help us out with it, I really love this. So Tori Between the Pages came up with this D&D TBR game. I'm gonna link her up above because it's gonna take me way too long to explain everything that goes on with this, but it's very approachable. When she first started talking about it, I was like, this is a lot. And then she kept going. I was like, actually, no, this makes a lot of sense. This is pretty easy. I love all the detail she's put into it. And she says that she wants to like expand it as she keeps going, having like some DLCs, if you will. And I was like, that's really cool. And I'm really excited for that. I play D&D with my lovely friend group. We play D&D all together, and you can create a character for this like separately, and there's like a whole character creation part of it. However, I already have a character that I love very, very dearly, and I think playing this game with her in mind is going to probably motivate me more. And I just think it'll be like a fun thing. And I'll see if I can get the other girlies who play D&D to do it with me at some point. But my character is Hella Fizzlespeck. She is a gnome barbarian. I know those two don't usually go together, but they went together for me because I really wanted to be a gnome and I really wanted to be a barbarian. And my DM said, okay. So I start off at level 1. I have 0 XP. I am going to say that the books that I am currently reading now can count for the prompts that I'm going to roll for, simply because one of them I'm at the very, very beginning. Another one is I'm like almost halfway through it, but it's a chonky book. It's Gifted and Talented. So if that can count for one of these, I think that's okay. She was like, you can roll as many times as you want for the month. Just know that like however many prompts you get, you have to finish those so you don't get possible disadvantage from it. So she rolled 3 times, and she got like 4 or 5 books picked that she had to read because there are side quests as well. And so I think I can do that as well. I think I can do 3 rolls, and I think we should be good. So the dice I am using, I have a bunch of different dice in my little dice bag back here. The dice I'm using are these ones. I thought these were very good for September, starting off with just like very fall-esque vibes. First thing we roll is our D20 to see if we are going to get a dungeon or a monster. I believe even rolls are dungeon. No, even rolls are monsters and odd rolls are dungeons. So let's see which one we get. All right, 11. So that's going to be a dungeon. Party conflict. Oh no. Oh, hella no. Meeting some friends along the way in our journey has proved fruitful. At least stopping at the taverns has been nice to share stories with our fellow adventurers. Stopping at a new tavern, we run into a familiar face. Only things don't seem as friendly as they once were, and an argument ensues. Oh, and I can do a side quest option, which I will do, because the goal is to get to level 20, and you're starting with 0, so we gotta get a lot of XP points. I can get 1100 XP from this, and the prompt is a book with heavy interpersonal drama. I'm trying to use the ones on my Fall TBR. Okay, I picked my book. I'm gonna use Gifted and Talented for this one because there's a lot of interpersonal drama. They are messy in this book, and even less along than I thought, so I think that can still count. So I'm gonna use Gifted and Talented for that one. We are going to roll for a side quest. Rolling for a side quest, we use a D10. However, if I do fail this one, I get minus 1100 XP for emotional damage. So we will finish this book because I'm also buddy reading it, so. Oh, I'm buddy reading it. So I might also get inspiration. I'll do that once I like finish the book. All right, we got a 6. Bracers of Flying Daggers. What does that mean? When we get a side quest, that means we do have to get another book as well. So that's how she kept getting more. So the Bracer of Flying Daggers hums at your wrist, its sleek surface shimmering with arcane energy. With a flick of your hand, a dagger appears, sharp, silent, and swift. Ooh. Choose a book from your TBR that feels fast-paced, razor sharp, or full of action. Something with danger, wit, or edge, like a blade flying through the air. Oh, I know what to use. This is working out very well for me. I'm gonna use Battle of the Labyrinth. Again, as you can see, I'm literally not even through the second chapter. I have so much of it to go. But Rick Riordan is so fast-paced. Percy Jackson series is so fast-paced. And I also feel like it's full of action, razor sharp, something with danger, wit. This is a lot of Annabeth as well. So I think that fits so perfectly. Cool, so 2 books that I'm currently reading. Yay! Also with the side quests, that means if I roll a number from it, I can only do it once. So I have to complete it. Because if I don't complete it, then I can't get that again. I can't roll that side quest again and like try to get it again. It's just gone. Back to the D20. Our second roll, even though we already have 2 books. A 3, a nice small 3, which is another dungeon, I believe. Yep, it is roll for initiative. We are seeking an advantage. How will we go into our next adventure? Monster battle. We need to roll for initiative to see who will strike first, us or our enemy. I can do another side quest option, which I'm gonna do. It's fine, it's fine. The first book you see on your shelf. Alternatively, the first book you see on your e-reader, the first book you see on your library shelf. That means I have to go in there and whichever one I see first. All right, go with me. All right, I'm in my room. My books are over there. I'm not looking at them yet. I'm going to just not look. And I'm gonna close my eyes and we'll just figure this out together. Okay, first thing my eyes landed on was in my fairy loot section, and honestly it was the gems over here first is what I looked at, and then I like looked around and I was like, no, it's the first thing you looked at, which is Gods Below, which is on the TBR. First thing that my eyes landed on were these little shiny and like rubies gems on the side for the Gods Below, which is on my fall TBR. It is, I believe, the last one. One of the last ones that I got last year. So that'll be really good to check that off. I believe I also have the audiobook because I kept rereading like the inside thing. Oops. The inside thing, and I kept just not really feeling like reading it. And so I think having an audiobook to go to in between is gonna help me to get through it faster. Oh, it is this one. Oh well, I didn't know which one was my D10. So we just can't use a 6 again. Why did I say that? We got a 6. So no side quest actually. That's fine. Because once you can't do like double of finding that side quest thing. Cool, 3 books. Last roll. It's a 17. I'm getting all odd numbers, so no monsters this round. All dungeons. And it is, oh, the vampire's coffin. Okay. Every vampire remains bound to its coffin, crypt, or gravesite, where it must rest by day. A vampire can move its burial by transporting its coffin or a significant amount of grave dirt to another location. Some vampires set up multiple resting places this way. There is a noticeable increase in bats, rats, and wolves in the region when the vampire is around. It appears the vampire is in the area, and this vampire has created multiple burials. therefore increasing the challenge rating for this dungeon. There's another side quest option as well. So does that mean I have to do both of them? So 3 books actually. Yeah, I have to do both of the prompts. There's 2 prompts. So prompt number 1 is a vial of blood. Something you're deeply drawn to. Let desire pick your next read. Something you're deeply drawn to. Let desire pick your next read. I picked this one for a couple of reasons. A lot of the prompts seem like geared towards a lot of more my like darker fantasy kind of things. And I don't just read dark fantasy, I do read some light fluffy stuff too. Let me pick something that is a little bit of one of my lighter reads because I'm not gonna really always get the option to do that. And I did say that I just finished beach read, so I've been wanting to do my next Emily Henry reread of Book Lovers. So I think I'm gonna pick that for the Vial of Blood. Doesn't really make sense for the vampire, but it is romance. So, and then prompt 2 is an ancient letter, and that's read a book published 2015 or before, or a gothic book. And I don't have a lot of gothic books, especially on my fall TBR. One of, like, literally so few of my books are published before 2015 that are still on my TBR. One of them, however, is The Night Circus, which is on my fall TBR. Yay, it was published in 2011. I didn't know it was that old, actually. That's on my Kindle, 2011 Night Circus. Now, let's once again roll for a side quest. So already we have a nice stack here. A 5, okay. 5 is Bottle of Boundless Coffee. Yeah, I love that. I was like, oh, like, I'll just do 3 if I get a side quest, like, I'll have more than 3 books and that'll be fine. And they were like, book, you're gonna read a lot. So the Bottle of Boundless Coffee never runs dry, and neither does your TBR. Ain't that the truth? The prompt is to choose a cozy, comforting, or richly immersive book from your TBR, something you want to sip alongside bottomless coffee and long, quiet hours. That is quite a few books, actually. I like my cozy reads. I'm going to use The House in the Cerulean Sea, which is my last reread, I think, that I want to do for the year, besides like the Percy Jackson ones. I have a lot of like cozy, comforting books. This one is so comforting and cozy to me for so many reasons, and then by rereading this, it means that I'm more likely to pick up Somewhere Beyond the Sea, the second one, as well as I already have quite a few over here, and having 2 of them be rereads means that I'll probably get through it a little bit faster, and I'm trying to be a little nice to myself. I think maybe next month, since this month went crazy, maybe I'll just do 2 rolls for next month, because I'll also be starting rehearsals. So we'll see how this goes and how fast I get through it. If I get through all of them, maybe I'll do another roll. I don't know. That seems like a lot. Along with that, I did just like some quick calculations to see if I completed all of these, what XP would I be at? And if I complete all of these and get all the XP from all of them, I will be a level 8 already, which is crazy because this is supposed to be something that you can play over multiple months, however long you want to, because the goal is to get up to level 20, and that is 355,000 points that you have to get in experience. And this would get me a little bit over 34,000, which seems like so many to me, but like as I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, there's a lot bigger gaps as you keep going up. But this is a lot of adventures that little Hella is going to be going on. This is my TBR for the month. 2 books that I am currently reading, another Fairy Loot, 2 rereads, and then Night Circus, which is a new read on my Kindle. So we're going to, there we go, finish all of these in September. I know that's not a lot off of my physical TBR, however, it's getting stuff done that I wanted done. It's getting my rereads done out of the way, making progress on Percy Jackson. So technically only 2 will come off of the actual physical TBR, but this is a really good start. Let me know if you liked this D&D TBR game thing. I really enjoyed it. I think it is a fun way for me to pick out my TBR for the month without being like too restrictive. I feel like a lot of the times the prompts on TBR, things like this, are very restrictive, and I feel like these are like loose enough that I can really apply it to a lot of like the books that I read. That's also why I really like Tori Between the Pages. She reads a lot of similar types of books that I read, fantasy as well as like romance, and back and forth between the two. I didn't do anything with my class advantage. If you read certain books that deal with something that your class is like, then you get more points. As a barbarian, it's a fast-paced book, which this one is, so that would do. Or one with a lot of action and fighting. I get 1,000 points for every book that pertains to that. This one maybe will have some fighting, but this one I think is the only one that's like I would really consider fast-paced. So that's another like 1,000 points that I might get. I will let you know how it all goes. Let me know what books you are looking forward to reading in the fall time, and until next time.